Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's start off with the DXY. So last week, if you remember, I was expecting DXY to continue to push up in a consolidation and potentially giving us a reaction towards the downside. But as you can see, now the price is increasing towards this big gap that we have here. So I'm expecting the next move to continue to go up. But when we reach this area here and the price will potentially fill this gap or at least 50% of this zone, I'm expecting a price reaction. So very important was the price action at that moment. If we get a strong drop followed by a consolidation, this will most likely continue down. If not, if the price will move sideways, then this will continue up and eventually creating a new local higher high. So moving on to Euro USD, this shall continue to push back down a bit. We have a strong wave up, then this sideways move that it's taking a long time to develop compared to the previous impulse. This is the correction. So after this correction is over, I expect the price to resume the uptrend. But at the moment, we might stay here for a while because as you can see, the price is creating succession of lower lows, so the correction might not be over. What I'm going to be looking at is this level in the coming weeks. So if the price will correct here and push back down, or if not, if the market will gap down or continue to drop, I'm going to be looking for a bullish reaction from this level, and only then I might consider a buy setup if the price is followed by a consolidation. If not, I'm not going to be focusing on any setups because it's very hard to trade it towards the downside at the moment, because as you can see, it spikes up and down all the time, so it's very hard to keep the trade running. So that's why I'm going to be waiting for the price to reach this zone, and then we'll see if we get a reaction. For pound USD, similar scenario. I'm expecting the price to continue to drop. Price action looks good. We have a strong impulse followed by a sideways move. So I'm expecting the correction to finish at some point in the coming week maybe. But for that to happen, we have to wait a bit more. Maybe a consolidation and then another drop. Or like I said, for Euro USD, the market could gap down. So if that happens, I'm going to be looking at this area. And if the price will reach this zone, I'm going to be waiting for a reaction towards the upside. If not, very important to watch the price action, and if it will give us a sideways move here, then most likely we'll drop. As you can see, there's a nice confluence between this level that I highlighted and the trend line, so this might be an important area to watch in the coming weeks. So let's see what happens. For dollar yen, I'm expecting the price to correct a bit, maybe push back down towards this zone if it wants to pull back a bit deeper before continuing to move up. For me to be a bit more confident in the upside, I want to see a sideways move, a range, and if I get a reaction on the lower time frames, then I'm gonna be looking for a trade towards the upside. Other than that, I'm not gonna be interested in sales at the moment. Right now we're at this level, so very important towards the price action, because if this will drop sharply, then you can forget about the buys for a while. Very important to see if we will develop a slow movement followed by a reaction towards the upside. For USDCAD, I won't recommend you guys to trade it this week because we have a lot of news with the tariffs that US want to impose on Canada and Mexico, so you have to be a bit careful. You can see the price spiking up and down in every session, so it's very hard to keep track and trade it, which I won't recommend you guys to do, and it's very hard to make my mind up where this is gonna go because the price action is all over the place right now. We have spikes up, spikes down, and so on. So I'll recommend you guys to skip this one for the coming week, and let's see if in the next video we'll have a better structure. For pound yen, we have a lower low created here locally, and also this trend line is holding the price a bit. We just got a breakout, so very important right now to watch the price action. If it will consolidate here, I'm expecting the price to continue up. As you can see, we have a lot of wicks, which means that the downward momentum didn't hold too much in this area. So let's see if this will be respected at the beginning of the week. So if you see here a consolidation, wait for a breakout first because the candles are pretty close one to another, so you might be trapped. So like I was saying, wait for a consolidation, breakout, and if you see a small one on the lower time frames, then this will eventually push the price up to create a new higher high. For gold, this one keeps pushing up. Like I was saying in the previous analysis, I saw two options, either a correction towards this level before resuming the uptrend, and the second level that I was waiting for a reaction was the trend line. So as you can see, the price hit the trend line and then started to push back up. So we got a new higher high. I was targeting the 2.8K level, and as you can see, we surpassed that by $20. So in the coming week, I'm expecting the price to consolidate towards this level if it doesn't decide to continue to move up without giving us any pullback, but in either case, the plan is to wait for the price to reach this area and see if we get a reaction for more continuation. Okay, for silver, similar. This was a good analysis. If you remember, I was expecting the price to drop and then continue to push back up towards this imbalance zone. So as you can see, the price hit the target and now we have a corrective price action. If this decides to pull back a bit deeper, I'm going to be looking at this level for a potential reaction. If you get to this level and you don't get a strong reaction to the upside, then no setup, because the price could continue to drop if the price action is corrective. So no need to enter just because you hit a level. You also have to wait for the price action to see if it aligns with your analysis. For oil, the price kept dropping. We created 3 lower lows since the previous analysis. So now my scenario still stands. I'm going to be waiting for this lower high to be taken out because this is the strongest lower high from the last swing down. So very important to watch this level because this lower high and also this one don't have enough strength in my opinion. These are lower degrees. I won't be focusing on this one. So if the price wants to resume the uptrend, I'm going to be waiting for a breakout, pull back, and then let's see if we get our reaction. So as long as we are underneath this area, nothing will convince me that the trend is reversing. Okay, so very important to watch this level to be taken out, pullback, reaction, small pullback, and continuation. For NASDAQ, we hit a very important area right now, so it's very important to watch the price action because this here was a gap, the market gap down last week at the open, and you see how the price dropped and left behind a lot of liquidity to collect from this gap, which got filled along the way, and also we got an imbalance zone sitting here. So as you can see, the price collected all the liquidity, gave us a nice bearish reaction, and now very important to watch the price action. And if we get a consolidation, next move we're gonna drop one more time at least. For DAX, last week, if you remember, I was highlighting this level for a potential reaction, and as you can see, the price tagged it and then gave us a nice reaction to the upside, consolidation, and this was the move to take. So I think it moved more than 600 pips since my previous analysis, and in the coming week, I will be expecting the price to continue to pull back, make another drop, and then potentially resuming the uptrend. So let's wait and see. We have an area to watch just at this level, so very important to wait for the price action. Like I was saying, wait for the price to reach this level, and if you see a strong reaction towards the upside, then this is your potential next move up. Other than that, if the price will correct, then one more drop is very likely. For Bitcoin, in the coming week, I'm expecting the price to create a small consolidation and continue to drop, engaging into a deeper degree pullback. I'm expecting the 100k level to be breached. So let's see if we get the setup. Other than that, the price would also resume towards the upside because here we are in the middle of this whole correction, so I won't recommend you guys to trade it. It's also at a high level, so if you want to invest or trade it, it's better to wait for the price to drop a bit more. Even if this goes up, at some point it has to create a bigger degree pullback. Okay, so don't rush things up, wait for your setup. If you see the price action ranging, then one more drop is very likely. Won't recommend you guys to trade it. Wait for this whole correction to finish because otherwise you can be stuck in the middle of a correction, which won't be very nice. Okay, so with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed my analysis. Don't forget to trade with care. I wish all of you a happy trading week ahead, and we'll see you guys on the next one.